Hey guys, post-commentary Mass here. It's currently December 4th, 2023 when I'm editing this video. You'll probably see it December the 5th, 2023. I've done this video for a long time, since July 21st, 2023 to be exact. And yeah, this Vinland Saga was not the latest thing that I've watched up to this point. So I'm obviously speaking from the future here, technically, I guess you could say. But I made some points and said, oh, I just finished it so-and-so ago, but it's not the most recent thing I watched. Just figured that I would throw that in there because it really isn't the most recent thing I've watched. Anyway, I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Let's get right back to it. Hey guys, what is up? It's Master, and welcome back to a brand new video. As you guys see by the title of today's video, we're going to be discussing Vinland Saga. Now, I finished Vinland Saga Season 2 a few days ago, and what can I say other than the fact that I was blown away at the story that this show tells. This anime is peak, and I am not just saying that lightly. This anime had me captivated and, on the edge of my seat kind of the whole time, waiting for the next episode, wondering what's going to happen. Season 1 kicks off, we follow Thors, who is a Viking and is thrown back into the mix by the John Vikings and his quote-unquote friend, Floki, because he was a deserter and deserted to Iceland to give his family a better life. His son Thorfinn joins along because there's a war going on, and Thorfinn wants to be a warrior. Keep in mind, he's no older than 6 years old at this point, and Thorfinn becomes the main character. At about 4 episodes in, maybe 5 episodes in, you get to learn about Thor's and his backstory and his family and all that, why he ditched the Vikings and stuff like that. And they come into contact with this group with the leader known as Askeladd, and he is hired by Floki to kill Thor's, and Thor's meets his demise, and Thorfinn sees his father perish at his own feet trying to protect him. So Thorfinn becomes the main character, and his whole thing this whole time in season 1 is revenge. He's a young kid, and you see him grow up. There's a time skip in between the series. He's probably 15, maybe, at one point in the story, because he grows up and joins Askeladd's army, and the whole time his idea is for revenge for his father. He's a killing machine. He becomes a Viking and, goes on raids and pillages and stuff like that. But he only does it because he's in Askeladd's army with the Vikings, and his whole idea is to get revenge for his father and end up killing Askeladd. And throughout the entirety of the series, it shows him growing up and becoming more of a beast per se and a warrior, and how he grows as a warrior. And at the end, he doesn't quite get to kill Askeladd because the prince, who ends up becoming the king in season 2, kills Askeladd, and Askeladd tells Thorfinn to become a true warrior like his father. So Thorfinn never gets the revenge and keeps that bottled inside him the whole time, in which we jump to season 2. Now, obviously, I'm leaving some key details out because I think you should watch the show yourself, but this is kind of just me summarizing the plot and stuff like that. Season 2, Thorfinn is a slave after all this stuff happened. The prince becomes a king, and Thorfinn is a slave because, he has nowhere to go now. Askeladd's army disbands and stuff like that. So Thorfinn is a slave working to pay off his debts, and is working as a farmhand. He's a slave and trying to make a wheat farm, and he meets a guy named Einar, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's Einar. Einar, I think Thorfinn pronounces it. So Einar and him become friends, and this season 2 is kind of told through multiple people's perspectives. It starts with Einar's backstory and how he becomes a slave, and this, that, and the other, and there's multiple people on the farm, and multiple things happen. And then it shows from the prince's point of view, him becoming the king and his brother dying, and him ruling Denmark and England at the same time, and stuff like that. So eventually all these plot points kind of come together, and the king comes to the farm and feuds with the farmhands and stuff like that, and there's a big war that goes on there. And the whole time during out this series, it shows Thorfinn's character character go more into depth, because he has all this built-up emotion from Askeladd dying, and, he doesn't want to indulge in violence anymore, and that's him becoming the true warrior that Askeladd told him to do. You see him go through so much character growth as these emotions bottle up, and he finally tells people and begins to speak more, because he's, a soft-spoken type person, and he becomes more in-depth with his character. And at the end, when it all wraps up, it leaves you wanting to get more, and I'm hoping that there's a season 3 around the corner, because the season 2 finale ends with Thorfinn returning home to Iceland and seeing his family after 16 years of being away. It's really emotional, to be honest. And he tells his mother that he wants to make a land where there's no slaves, no war, things like that. And that is Vinland, and that is what the series is all about. Becoming that true warrior and going somewhere, the perfect land, per se. And Thorfinn's character just evolves so much, and it leaves you wanting so much more. And I need a season 3, like right now, because this show is amazing. I would highly recommend you checking it out if you haven't checked it out.